Hey guys, it's me Samantha here today with another video, and today I wanted to play with my Natasha Denona Zendo palette. As you can see with all the fingerprints, I've been playing with this quite a bit. I didn't want to do a first impressions when this came out. There were already so many out there on YouTube, and personally I have 7 chickens, 2 dogs, 3 kids to take care of, and I'm working, so I don't have the time. So I was really excited when I got this, and I'm gonna admit I watched a couple other people's first impression videos, and I'm glad I did because it gave me kind of a different perspective. So yeah, we're gonna play with this palette. I hope you're interested. If you are, keep watching. If you are new to my channel, my name is Samantha. I work full-time. I have 3 kids. I'm just a makeup enthusiast, and I don't take myself too seriously, and neither should you. I am wearing clothes today, just in case you were curious. It's super hot out, so I'm wearing a tank top. And yeah, I wanted to do something really simple and just really talk about the palette more than anything, because I think people are missing what Natasha Denona has been doing so well over the years, and they're not quite getting it. So the theme of the palette was obviously Zen, more of like a tranquil, earthy kind of inspiration that came to her. It was funny enough, I was thinking of like Avatar. My kids love that cartoon. I don't know if you have children, but if you do, you might know what I'm talking about. So I think, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna first go in with Zeal, which is this kind of khaki color here, and we'll start off the look, and I'll just chat while I play with this. So what I was thinking was, as I watched some other people do their first impressions, this is a big, just dense, fluffy brush. I'm actually going to change that and go into balance first, which is right there in the middle, and the sun is coming in and out, so my lighting's going to change. That's great. What I was thinking was, a lot of people's critiques about this palette is that the shimmers were not as metallic or punchy as they would have liked, or as much as they would have appreciated. And the quality of this palette really is exactly the quality that you are to expect from Natasha Denona regularly. I don't even have like any critiques or anything to say about that. I don't think that a real review of the formula is going to make a difference, because formula is perfection. It's exactly what she always gives you. I think, though, people's disappointments on the palettes were mostly A, the color story, and B, again, the shimmer metallics were not as punchy or vivid. And I wanted to say, like, people forget that Natasha Denona has been pretty good about figuring out ways to get new demographic customers, right? So initially she had these big giant palettes that were crazy expensive, that really only makeup artists were gonna purchase, and then she had these tiny little 5pan palettes, but nobody really paid that much attention to them until she started coming out with the $129 palettes. And a lot of people who were makeup enthusiasts watching YouTube, that were really, a lot of early YouTube people started out as makeup artists at MAC, like the Manny Emiways, or the Jackie Ainas, or the Tatiana Westbrooks. They all were previously makeup artists in a sense. Maybe they weren't to like celebrities or whatever, but they came from a professional makeup background, so they're drawn to these kinds of palettes that are a little bit larger, high-end, great quality palettes. And the ones that she was giving us were like the Biba palette, the Tropic palette, there was colorful palettes, there were neutral palettes. She's doing the same things with the midi palettes, bringing in another demographic of people who are maybe don't have as much money but want to try the Natasha Denona palette. So she's coming out with these $65 palettes. And then she has the mini 5 p.m. palettes because she's bringing in a whole nother demographic with that. And she's really pulling in people from all different places. And she's giving us, right, like the glam palette, the bronze palette, the basics for people who don't like a lot of color but they want that high quality palette. And then they gave us like the Circo Loco palette for all us color enthusiasts, and a lot of people who liked the neutral stuff didn't like it anyway. And then now she's giving us the Zendo palette. Right now the market, if you look, everything is serum foundations, no makeup. I'm going in with Zeal now on the outer V. Everything is no makeup. Everything is kind of toned down for people who like that makeup aesthetic, right? So she's given the colorful happy clown people the Circo Loco and the Tropic palette and whatever. And she's given all the neutral gals whatever. But not everybody wants to look glam or bronze to the extent of the glitz, because those are glitzy palettes. The shadows are high shine. They're gorgeous palettes. But if you're going to work, I know people don't like work appropriate or everyday makeup, but the truth is when you go to work in an office or something like that, which I do, sometimes you don't want your makeup to be too dramatic, too eye-catching, too distracting from your work, right? And so a glam palette or something like that feels more like a night out, like an event palette. Like when somebody says, oh, I use Pat McGrath for my red carpet event, like Natasha Denona, the $65 palette is like our red carpet Christmas party palette. It's not our go to work everyday palette. And you see in the market for women or men who wear makeup every day to work, those freaking Urban Decay palettes and stuff like that really make a lot of bank. You know, YouTube people complain and they're like, oh, they're giving us the same thing, it's so boring, blah blah blah. But all the boring people who love makeup, they love Urban Decay, and they want color, but they don't want to do it in a crazy way, and they don't want to look like they're going to a red carpet event every single night. So I think for all those minimal makeup gals and dudes or whatever, non-binary people, all the people who like something with color but they want to do it in a softer way, they're gonna love this palette. They're gonna absolutely adore this palette. I'm just checking to see if there's any fallout. My concealer is horrible today, but it is what it is. So as you can see, I put it on my outer V and then I just kind of put some right there to add some shape to my eye. And then I'm going to go in with Sense, which is the shade right here. I think what this palette is her bringing in another demographic. She's pulling in someone who likes neutrals, who wants a pop of color, and wants the Natasha Denona formula, but says, I can't wear this to work. I can't wear this every day. You know, it's beautiful, it's stunning, but, you know, it's just too much for like regular work day, right? I feel like this palette is that. I think it was really smart because she's bringing in, again, another demographic, which she is so smart in doing over and over and over again by creating palettes in different price points with different color schemes. So many people hated the Glam palette because it was a cool tone palette. I never picked it up. That's not my style. But that palette is for a lot of people. I think Samantha March is obsessed with that. So that being said, I'm going to go into balance. I need to get a smaller one for sure. I think she's doing that. I think that this palette is a great palette, and it's for the everyday person. You know, if you're comparing it to some of her other palettes, I think that you're going to find similarities, but they're very different at the same time, because it's not going to pack the same punch or intensity because she intended for it to be different. She intended it to be for a more subtle vibe. So I feel like, yeah, you can compare it to, you know, the Ends of Days to the other palettes. I agree that they have a lot of similarity. I'm going in with Aura, which is this one right here. Alright guys, I did my mascara and I am wearing the YSL, what's it called, the Slim Glow Matte Lipstick in the shade 209 on my lips to kind of finalize the look. Basically, how I feel about the palette is I think that it is a slightly toned down version of her other palettes to kind of create a more diverse demographic to be attracted to her. I think this is for a more everyday person who's gonna wear makeup every day, who wants the Natasha Denona vibe but doesn't want to feel like she's overdressed her eyes every day. I think it's also for the minimalistic person who wants to just put one shadow over the entire lid and go out the door. I think it's a really, really smart move for her, and I think it's beautiful. I love it. It's a glam palette, but just soft, and I can appreciate that. Also, the vibe, the whole Zen vibe, I really enjoy that. I wore this palette to work using some of the blue shades, and I will insert a photo here so you can see that, and you know, proof that I've been playing with it. But yeah, I really like this palette, and I hope that if you're interested in it, if it sounds like something you would like, that you'll give it a shot, because I think it's a smart purchase, especially if you're really not that into makeup. You like makeup, but you don't want to spend money on like crazy sparkly dramatic. You don't need the Bernovich Glam Shop shadows, or you don't want a big glam light palette with that's shaped like a pizza. You want something that has really great formula like that, but you just want it to be more mature. I hate saying that because I don't think that sometimes it equates to what I'm trying to get across, but I don't know what I'm saying. I think it's a great palette for like my mom, or like, you know, somebody who's going to the office and doesn't want to look like they're going to a Christmas party every single day. Wants that glam look, wants the great quality of Natasha Denona, and just wants to look soft. So, I don't know. Take it or leave it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Put some comments down below. Tell me what you're thinking. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.